So, welcome to the appointment committee, County Assembly of Kisumu. I want to presume that the person seated in front of us is Bill. Otieno.
Yes, Chair.
So, can you give us something to prove that it's Bill? An ID, passport, original? So, Bill, welcome to Kisumu County Assembly, the appointment committee. And for the sake of time, I will do introduction. My name is Elisha Jakoraro, the chair, appointment committee. And next to me is Honorable Millicent Omoya, the vice chair of the committee and MCA North Seme Ward. On my on my immediate left is Honorable Nerea. Honorable Nerea, you can. Honorable Nerea is a member of the committee, deputy speaker and member representing Manyata B. Next to Nerea is Honorable Lumumba Wade, MCA Southeast Nyakach, deputy leader of majority and member of the committee. Then we have got Honorable Zachary Okoyo, MCA Central Kisumu Ward, member of the committee, chair Labor and Social Welfare Committee. There is Honorable Eunice Alando, specially nominated, chair Agriculture, member of the committee. Then we have Karen, Honorable Karen Odhiambo, member Kaluleni Shauri Moyo, and chair Finance ICT and member of the committee. Then next to him, next to her, we have friend of the committee, Honorable Moses Ochele, Iskanawawede, Honorable George Abaja, West Seme. Behind there is Honorable Ruben Rakwach of Koloa East, Honorable Seto Kumu, East Seme, James Omolo, West Nyakach. Next to you on the left are Sergeant at Arms. They will be assisting you in case you need any assistance. They will be available to assist you together with the lady on your right. We have got our communication team here, and my extreme left here we have Haman, clerk of the committee, together with the extreme right, Peter Nditi, clerk of the committee. Few rules. One, will take you through oath. When we take you through oath, it means whatever you say should be the truth, and you are unanswered. Two, we are live, so it's a public vetting. The public is able to see what you are doing here. Three, there's a pen and a paper there. If somebody asks you, if a member asks you more than one question, you can write down and answer in the order that you feel you are comfortable. But if you feel you can't answer any question, tell us to pass. Three, there's a microphone there. It's very easy to use. When we ask you a question, press it, respond. When you are through, press it for it to be off. Simple as such. You will be addressing the chair. Any member can ask a question, but when you are responding, you will be responding to the chair, the chairperson of this committee. Similar to the members, if you are asking a question, you will be asking the chairperson of the committee. With those few opening remarks, the clerk, you can proceed to administer oath.
I, Bill Otieno, do solemnly and sincerely swear that every word that I shall utter before this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth, and that every statement and declaration that I shall make shall be made conscientiously, believing the same to be true according to the Oath and Statutory Declarations Act. So help me God.
So, Bill, I will introduce the members. I want to give you time to introduce yourself, but I'll prescribe to you how you are going to do it. First, you will give us your original testimonials. You can give it to the session at a time. Then I'll give you 2 minutes, at most 3 minutes, to tell us your name, your experience. And as you do that, I want it to be in line with the section 58(1)(c) of the County Government Act 2012, which provides that the Secretary of the County Public Service must be a certified public secretary of good professional standing. So I want you to kindly prove that you meet the requirements, and given your specific professional qualifications, we want to understand how your expertise as a certified public secretary will enable you to ensure that the board strict adherence to the corporate governance principles, statutory compliance, and procedural integrity, particularly in light of the increasing scrutiny of the public bodies in Kenya. You are aware that as a public service board responsible for the recruitment, let me say management of personnel in a county, the public have always been aware and continues to be aware, and therefore there are a lot of litigations on the same area. In other words, I'm giving you an opportunity in 2 to 3 minutes to tell the committee why you think you are qualified to be the secretary for the Kisumu County Public Service Board, and your time starts now.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. First, let me register my appreciation for allowing me to appear before you today. It's a great honor. My name is Bill Otieno Omondi. Bill Otieno Omondi is an advocate of the High Court, a certified professional mediator, and a certified secretary. Currently, I serve as the Chief Legal Officer at the County Public Service Board, and I double up as a Secretary for Discipline, Ethics, and Governance Committee. Moving on, I'm also a duly registered and a member of ICS, Institute of Certified Secretaries. I do confirm, Chair, and also provided the same. I'm a member in good standing. The same has been provided before this committee. Chair, moving on to my work experience in pursuant to section 58(1)(c. I've worked for a period of 7 years now. I started my working career in this county assembly, and I'm honored to be here again. I started as a chief legal officer in the year 2019, where I served up to 2023. Thereafter, I joined the County Public Service Board, where I serve currently. Chair, in regards to my experience and how my expertise is going to play a big role in this position is, as a CS and also as an advocate of the High Court, I have a good understanding of corporate governance, statutory compliance, procedural integrity. In regards to corporate governance, Chair, I'm able to ensure, if confirmed by this Honorable House, to ensure that the board complies with all the relevant laws, such as the County Government Act, the Leadership and Integrity Act, and most importantly, the Constitution of Kenya 2010. In regards to compliance, Chair, I'm well conversant with compliance tools. And as we all know, for an organization such as the board, we have to have policies such as the board charter, service charter, that guides and dictates how the board operates. So, Chair, with that, I'm also well conversant with how the best practices in regards to corporate governance, which borders along openness, transparency, and accountability. With that, Chair, I believe I'm qualified to take up the position of board secretary at the County Public Service Board. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
Right. Allow me to ask you this question, and please take your time to get it. The Kisumu County Public Participation Act 2015 mandates access to information, and an opportunity to be heard. As a fundamental tenet of public participation, as the secretary, when you get this position, you are pivotal in facilitating this. Beyond mere publishing notices, what proactive measures would you implement to ensure that information regarding the County Public Service Board decisions and processes is genuinely accessible to all segments of the Kisumu County population, including those in remote areas or with limited literacy, and that their feedback is effectively captured and presented to board?
Thank you, Chair and Honorable Member. First of all, you must be alive to the fact that public participation originates from the Constitution of Kenya 2010 under Article 10. And in regards to this, you have to understand that as a government, it is important that the people understand the policies and also the decision-making processes in the county. From Article 10, we'll move to Kisumu County Public Participation, which is a subsidiary from the Constitution, and it's in line with the Constitution. We have to also, before we move to public participation, we have to be also alive to the fact that there's also Article 35, which promotes access to justice. We can't have proper public participation without access to information. That is, sorry, not justice, but information. Once you access the information is available to the citizens at almost all, to the lower level, at the village level. It is quite easy to carry out public participation. Having said that, as a secretary, if confirmed in this position, the first way of reaching the limited, the citizens with limited literacy is to carry out sensitization. And how will we do this? This is by engaging the local radio stations. Now that we understand that not every a citizen in Kisumu County is well conversant with the Queen's dialect. So that means that to break down this information and the board decisions, we have to ensure that we make it as simple as possible for them. And how can we make this? Is by sensitizing them through local radio stations and print media. Secondly, is to also involve the county devolved units, such as the ward administrator's office, village administrator's office, and even the sub-county administrator's office. With this, because these are now the people who air out the visions of the county to the grassroots level. And as you all know, in the County Government Act 2012, the lowest devolved unit is the village unit. So with the help of village administrators to pass this information, I believe that the decisions of the board could reach to the lower level, even those with limited literacy and remote areas. Another measure that I will take to ensure that public participation is efficient in regards to decisions of the board is involving elected leaders, the MCAs. The MCAs are the members who have been chosen by the electorates. They understand the electorates better in terms of communication and even in terms of reaching out to them. So partnership with elected leaders will play a very big role in ensuring that the decisions of the board are well and well spread throughout the remote areas in the county, and also public participation is met. And finally, my final submission in regards to public participation is to ensure that we have partnership with civil societies that also have keen attention on the operations of the county and also in issues of employment and recruitment in the county. We can partner with them, even have information desks in those remote areas, such that that information reaches the people in the remote areas. But now when we come to feedback, we need to have a structured framework, a structured mechanism where we can get feedback. And this I will employ the use of survey tools, questionnaires that are simplified in languages that the people in remote areas can understand. And Chair, with these interventions, the access to board in terms of participation will be realized. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, before you have a follow-up question, eh?
Chair, thank you. I'm happy Bill is here, and I believe everyone has heard him when he was saying he's been with the county public service board. And Chair, let me ask Bill through you. Are you aware even the county assembly could not get enough information from your board in regards to correspondences and letters we've been writing to the board to respond on issues which are touching the board, and more so in the Committee of Labor, which is supposed to be getting information from your office? And what were you doing in that regard? Thank you.
Honorable members, Bill, the honorable member is asking a very direct question based on your response, which is very eloquent, and it's like that's what's supposed to do. You've been at the board based on what you provided. Is that the relation? Is that what you've been doing? And he has given you a classical example of the county assembly that there is no information.
Thank you, Chair. I believe in partnerships and for existence and working together as two arms of government. I would implore that maybe there could be a miscommunication regarding that, but my understanding is that as an assembly, we are as a board, we are.
You are saying miscommunication from where?
From our side. From our side as a board, now that the member has raised that concern, probably it's something worth noting now that the assembly is basically the body that we respond to as per the County Government Act.
Bokoyo. Yes, sir, Honorable Lumumba.
Yeah, the nominee has really surprised me. He is currently in that office, but does not know his relationship or the relationship of the board vis-a-vis the county assembly. If that small thing you do not understand as of now, when will you ever understand it and show us that you are suitable for this position?
1 minute.
Yeah, let me clarify this. I understand the relationship between the
Your
board.
micro.
Chair, let me make a clarification. I understand the relationship between the board and the assembly, and I understand that annually the board has to give an annual report to the county assembly. I'm also aware that the assembly can raise statements to the public service board, which we need to respond with that given timeline. So yes, I understand the relationship between the county assembly and the board.
Okay, the County Government Act Section 58, which you referred to, provides for a minimum 5 years experience in equal position. How would you justify that you have that experience? Because I've seen that I've looked at your CVs, your original testimonials. You were registered as a certified secretary in 2025, around March, and you did your exam as a certified secretary in 2024. So do you really qualify as per the provision of Section 58 of the County Government Act?
Chair, if you look at Section 58(1)(c) regarding the qualification of board secretary, you'll understand it is expressly stated that you be a certified secretary in good standing with a work experience of 5 years. Chair, I confirm I'm in good standing and I have experience more than 5 years. Work experience.
That's what I was trying to help me justify, because you went to the Public Service Board in 2023 and we are in 2025. But I look at the whole of your experience, whether working in similar positions or not, is totaling 7 based on your CV. The total work experience, whether similar to what you have applied for or different, is 7. But the provision is at least 5 years, similar condition. And even referring to the good standing, if you just received your membership to the Society of Public Secretaries, how do we judge your good standing when it's just 2 months old, actually a month?
Chair, the ICS has come with a mechanism that if you are a member, let's say in 2 months or 3 months, it's done pro rata. So in terms of your good standing, based on those 3 months that you are a member, they can give you good standing based on pro rata in terms of you've paid, you're a paid up member and your CPD points are up to date.
I want to ask you something on labor law, due process in disciplinary matters. If the committee gives you a leeway to be the secretary of the Kisumu County Public Service Board, you will play a very critical role in ensuring that there is proper record keeping and adherence to the process in disciplinary process. Given the complexity of labor laws and the potential for judicial review, how would you as a secretary ensure at every stage of disciplinary process, from the issuance of show cause letters to the final determination, strictly complies with the Employment Act 2007 and the principles of natural justice, thereby safeguarding the county government from legal challenges that relates to unfair termination or procedural impropriety? As secretary, how will you ensure that is achieved?
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. First of all, when dealing with disciplinary matters, we need to understand what the Constitution says about exercising such controls when it comes to disciplinary matters. One is you have to understand that any affected officer going through disciplinary matter must be accorded a fair hearing as enshrined in the Constitution under Article 50. That is on the side of the affected officer. But even as we look at according the officer fair hearing, we also have a duty as an administrative wing to conduct fair administrative action as enshrined in Article 47 of the Constitution. This means that this action should be expeditious, it should be lawful and procedurally correct, such that we avoid such cases finding themselves in court. Now, speaking on the process of disciplinary action, the first step is to have proper documentation. In any disciplinary process, the first step is proper documentation. This is in terms of the complaints, investigation, and the evidence. And as they usually say, no evidence, no case. So you must have proper documentation in regards to the charge that you are putting or levying on the affected officer. Secondly, is to have a show cause letter. It is important to issue show cause letters to officers who are facing disciplinary action. And these show cause letters are well stipulated under Article 41 of the Employment Act, which stipulates that such show cause letters must have allegations and also give enough timelines for the affected officer to respond. If the response is not satisfactory to the disciplinary panel or disciplinary committee, what follows is a disciplinary hearing. And before the disciplinary hearing, you have to give notice and also invite the affected officer so that he can also have a chance to defend himself as enshrined in the Constitution under Article 50. Under the disciplinary hearing, at this point, you must accord that officer the right to representation. He or she can decide to represent himself or to come with an advocate or also a fellow employee whom he or she feels they're comfortable to attend that disciplinary hearing. And as during this process also, minute taking is very important, because when this matter, in case it lands itself in court due to unsatisfactory ruling, there has to be minute taking that the affected officer attended the disciplinary hearing, and on the same also, he was accorded a fair hearing. From the disciplinary hearing, we'll go to.
Okay, I want you to leave it there, unless there's a member on the supplementary question on the same. Honorable Karen, proceed.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. Mr. Omondi, Kisumu County operates with the decentralized administrative units, including wards and village units. As Secretary, how would you support the County Public Service Board in effectively managing human resource functions, including appointments, promotions, and disciplinary control across these diverse and geographical dispense structures, ensuring consistency, compliance, and efficient service delivery at the grassroots level?
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. That is quite an interesting one. To ensure that the HR functions are well operationalized, one, and ensure that appointments, recruitments, and also promotions are done across board, there has to be equity and inclusivity. Now that Kisumu is more of a cosmopolitan, we have to ensure that all appointments and recruitment looks at the social demographic grounds, such that such appointments are in line with inclusivity. Secondly, I will carry out, ensure that they standardized policies that cut across fairness, such that anyone or anybody who wants to be part of the county public service is accorded fair chance in terms of promotions. So that promotions doesn't be selective, it cuts across all the employees in a fair manner. And also, one measure that will also be worth noting is coming up with the County Human Resource Management Information System. Now, this one will guide on tracking performance and also tracking transfers in the county, such that it cuts across fairly, and also monitoring on the progress on the same. And finally, Chair, another measure that will also ensure HR functions are performed optimally is to carry out capacity building. Capacity building will in turn ensure that all the staff are strategically placed for promotions, being that for other positions there are some certain kind of training and capacity building that is required for the same.
Mr. Omondi, fiscal decentralization involves the organization of expenditures and revenues across different levels of government, aiming for efficient public service. As Secretary to the Public Service Board, how do you ensure that the board's human resources decisions, particularly regarding establishment of offices and personnel emoluments, are meticulously aligned with Kisumu County's fiscal realities and the principles of fiscal decentralization as outlined in the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 and the County Fiscal Strategy Paper?
Get the final bit. Chair, I didn't get the final bit of the question. Maybe you can come up again.
This question?
Okay, fine. the last question, I said, as secretary to the County Public Service Board, how do you ensure that the board's human resource decisions, particularly regarding establishment of offices and personnel emoluments, are meticulously aligned with Kisumu County's physical realities and the principles of physical decentralization as outlined in the Public Finance Management Act? Are you okay?
2 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. We have to be alive to the realities that we have to balance between HR functions and the fiscal realities in the county. And even as we, as a board, if at all, if successful in this position, is to ensure that the HR function are in line with the fiscal strategies, and also to ensure that all recruitments are in line with the fiscal revenue, fiscal ceiling. Having said that, as a secretary, if granted the opportunity by this honorable house, is to collaborate with the county treasury to review the fiscal ceiling before undertaking any HR functions such as establishment of offices and also further recruitment. Secondly, I would look at cost benefit analysis. What do I mean by this? Is when you will have to weigh between the wage bill and also the outcome if we are to carry out such recruitment and also establishment of offices. Chair, also I will implore what we call affordable staffing model. With this, we'll be able to maybe propose contractual or performance-based engagements if there are budget constraints, and this will in turn also allow us to work within the fiscal ceiling. And finally, Chair, we will ensure that the HR functions are in line with the CIDP and development goals such that we don't deviate when conducting HR functions. Thank you, Chair.
You've been working in the Public Service Board, and this job or this position was advertised by Public Service Board. One of the requirements, one has to be a certified public secretary. And from your document, you just registered in March. Could it be that you knew that would be a requirement and you hurriedly went for that course, and now you are registered and you've come for an interview, making you be advantaged over the others? Two, you have been there. There is this issue of people who have overstayed their employment period. That is people who have worked for more than 60 years and they are working, they are on payroll against the law of this country. Three, there are people who are known to be earning more than their qualification. There are people with fake documents. During your tenure in that office, how did you address these critical issues? Thank you.
Yes, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Regarding my hurriedly pursued CS course, I would say that I'm a person who believes in career progression. And as a young person who is also ambitious in progressing in his career, I took this opportunity to go and read. And it is better to do it at an early age so that you can be a person of substance when it comes to, and also it places me well on the map when it comes to such opportunities. And I wouldn't say it was a hurried decision, but it was a well thought decision that has brought me to this stage. And I'm grateful that I took the leap of faith to go and study the CS course. And I'm hopeful that it will pay off. In regards to the issue of staff who are still in the payroll and they are over 60, there's an exemption for PWDs. Theirs goes up to 65 years. So them, they are still eligible to be in the payroll. And if at all there are others who are over 60 and are still on the payroll, if at all I'm successful in this position, we'll do a payroll audit and also look at those who have left the service through separation, that is through resignation, mandatory retirement, and also death and the rest. And this will enable us to mop out those who are still on the payroll and they are over 60 years.
Bill, once you are done, switch off your microphone.
As you've rightfully said, I know and I'm aware that 65 years is an exception for disability. You are in that office. Are you being sincere to say that you do not know of people who are above 60 and are working?
Thank you, Chair. That is an HR function, and I would believe that such cases, I'm currently not conversant with the same. But if given a chance to serve in this position, as I said, I will conduct a payroll audit to mop out such staff who are still on the payroll.
Bill, let me rephrase the question. You've been at the board almost the same level. And one of the things that we came out clearly is record keeping, that you keep records of the board. Who is responsible for succession planning? I believe it's also the board. Yeah. So when you have the succession plan, one item that is key is the age, the name and the age of the employees. So in your records, you are not aware that there is anybody who is above, who is 60 or above, who is not disabled, that is working. Are you confirming that?
Chair, I would not like to mislead the members, but from my end, I can say the ones that are are the ones that are above 16 LPWDs.
That you are confirming to the committee you are not aware, as per the records you are keeping, that there is nobody above the age bracket of 60 who is not a PWD.
Chair, there could be a possibility that there are others who are above 60.
Bill, you are evading my question cleverly. I just want you to confirm that you are not aware that there is anybody with 60 years or above, not a PWD, as per the records you are keeping now.
Chair, they are.
Correct. You have a... Yes, he has confirmed that they are. That was my question. So, can you proceed, Rabbi Yunis?
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Bill, as somebody who has served in this county, you are aware that the county has consistently failed to meet its revenue collection targets, which has contributed to significant pending bills. Now, if you are confirmed to be the Kisumu County Public Service Board Secretary, how would you strategically engage with the county treasury and the county assembly to address the impact of these physical challenges on human resource management, particularly concerning personnel emoluments. Personnel emoluments, staff moral, and the board's ability to attract and retain talent. 2, what specific recommendations would you propose to mitigate the adverse effects of pending bills on the county public service?
Did you get her? Proceed. 2 minutes.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. Revenue collection is a challenge that cuts across all the 47 counties. Most counties have not been able to meet their projections, but I will address it this way. To meet our revenue targets, first of all, we need to have staff who are well trained and also people of good morals. And this is where disciplinary controls takes center stage. We need to have revenue collectors who have dedicated themselves to carrying out their duties without being supervised, such that county can be able to also realize its real projections when it comes to revenue collection. But having said that, also, we need also to have digitization. We need to digitalize our systems and close all loopholes when it comes to revenue collection. And finally, how would I measures I would take proactively to ensure that we realize this? One is also to issue incentives to those who reach their targets. That will give them that morale to also carry out their duties effectively. And also to have punitive measures such that those who are found capable of also doing underdeals when collecting revenue face disciplinary action that is expeditious, such that such people are removed out of the system. In regards to the county treasury also, we need to also look at our expenditure vis-a-vis our collection. Let us not spend more than we collect. And that in turn will also help in managing our revenue and also what we collect as on-source revenue. Thank you.
On top of that, switch off your microphone. One, when you talk of incentives, can you give us 3 examples of the incentives you are referring to? Then 2, if you talk of punitive measures to those who are going contrary to the provisions or the code of conduct in revenue collection, I'm sure you are aware that there are cases of those who are found to be having malpractice in revenue collection sometimes back. What is it? What are those punitive measures that have been subjected to these persons for the information of the assembly in regards to your position where you've been the last few days?
I'll take the second bit. In terms of punitive measures, one is to dismiss the officer, that is after going through the disciplinary process, to avoid judicial review and other litigation matters. And secondly, you can also surcharge. If you have the right figure in terms of what has been stolen, you can also surcharge the officer.
Has that one happened before, Kisumu County?
No, it has not happened, but if confirmed as a secretary, those are some of the issues that I will address.
I'm just asking that in regards to the position you've been, let me say, acting. And also having worked in the county as a chief legal officer and then at the board again. You are saying that has not happened. So does it mean that we have never been having any case of disciplinary issue in regard to revenue collection in Kisumu County?
Chair, we have had, what I meant to say is on surcharging, but in terms of dismissal, officers have been dismissed on disciplinary issues, and I can confirm that the board has handled since I joined, over 91 cases of disciplinary.
Or Minister, you can go first. You're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Morning, Billy. Oh, Bill. Morning, Mr. Bill.
Morning. I'm okay with either.
You've served as a chief legal officer at the assembly. At the board. And also, you can also be referred as a general counsel because you are the senior executive in charge of the board's legal matters. The board has been accused several, even on the floor of the House, of disobeying your own employment or appointment rules. For instance, the board advertised for 100 ECD teachers and ended up issuing over 50 or 150 thereabout letters. What legal repercussions did that have, and what is the advice that you offered to the board? Number one. Number two, I just wanted to ask, are you a native of Kisumu County?
Yes, I am. Same as sub-county.
Same sub-county. In the questionnaire, question number 26, you've been told to share any potential conflicts of interest. And the question, to be specific, reads, identify the family members or other persons, parties, categories of litigations or financial arrangements that are likely to present potential conflicts of interest when you first assume the position to which you have been nominated. Explain how you would address any such conflicts if they were to arise, and your response is not applicable. You are a native of the county seeking the position of county of the secretary of the board in your county of birth, and you say there are no possible conflicts of interest that may arise. Is that true? Number three, we know that the board wields significant administrative discretionary powers in its functions of establishing offices, making appointments, and exercising disciplinary control. So I just wanted you to discuss or share with us the legal principles that guide the lawful exercise of your discretionary powers and elaborate on the specific grounds upon which a court through judicial review may intervene to quash or compel a decision of revert the decision of the service board. And number two, the B part of it, how would you as a chairperson ensure that the board's decisions are consistently defensible against judicial review challenges?
You have got 3 questions. I'll give you 1 minute for each.
Okay.
Finally, my interest has been drawn to the referee, your referee number 2, Danstan Omari, who is publicly known for defending all the wrong people, criminals, to be specific, in this country. Would you kindly share with us what kind of advice or any other legal association you may be having with Danstan Omari?
Chair, let me begin with the last bit. Danstan Omari was my lecturer at the Catholic University. He taught me jurisprudence, and based on that, our relationship is based on student-lecturer relationship, and also we consult fairly, but basically that is it in terms of relationship with Mr. Danstan Omari. To move on to the question you asked about the legal principles that govern HR functions in the board. One, I will mention fairness. we need to ensure that fairness cuts across in terms of appointments, looking at social demographics, and also gender, youth, and persons with disability. Secondly, another principle that it's worth mentioning is transparency. Transparency is a very key thing when it comes to functions of the board in terms of recruitment. And by this, I mean that recruitment should be open in terms of advertising. Recruitment should be advertised in the local dailies and also through our websites. That transparency would allow people to have a chance to also get to apply these jobs in an open manner. In terms of disciplinary control and promotions in HR functions in the board, I will implore legality. Any appointment, recruitment, and promotion should be done within the law, that is the Employment Act and also the County Government Act, in terms of establishing offices and also abolishing offices. In the event that we find ourselves in court on judicial review, there are two factors that can cause or promote the board's decisions finding themselves in court. One is illegality. If we carry out our functions outside the relevant laws, such as the Employment Act, the County Government Act, then that opens a window for court cases and also judicial review. And also another issue that will enable these matters to find themselves in court is the issue of procedure impropriety. Are we following the right procedure when it comes to employment? Have we advertised? Have we shortlisted as per the qualifications that were advertised? Has the interviews been done as per the law, and also appointment and selection? So with that, we are able to map out the areas as if I find myself granted this opportunity, is to look at this area such that the board does not find itself in precarious situations such as being taken to court. And also on disciplinary controls, you need to have a disciplinary manual that guides the issues of disciplinary. And this will be in turn ensuring the factors that I mentioned earlier on disciplinary matters. It needs to be according to a fair hearing under Article 50, and also fair administrative action in regards to it being expeditious, in regards to it being open, and also in regards to it being lawful. So with this, the board will try and reduce the cases that are brought forth in regards to unlawful termination and such forth. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, I raised 4 questions. He's dealt with the 2. My number 1 question was very practical, that the board has been accused of like, if, for instance, I gave a practical example of the hiring of ECD teachers, where the board advertised 100 and more than 100 appointment letters were issued. And let me add another one to that. Number 2, the hiring of ward revenue officers, the board could not even adduce the qualifications of the hired personnel that was required, that was sought by the Labor Committee. His role as the legal counsel of the board, what is he saying about that? Because he's been there. Number 2, he's not talked of the conflict of interest that I asked him about.
One, whose microphone is on? Honorable member, I think it will not be fair to say that ECD teachers were 100 and more than 100 were recruited if we don't have evidence of the same. But allow the second part of it, where the board were not able to adduce to the qualifications of the revenue officers. So can you answer to the second part of it?
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. In regards to adducing of such information, it behooves the County Public Service Board to provide information to the County Assembly. The Assembly is the oversight body that oversees the County Public Service Board. So in my view, that information ought to be produced to this assembly.
Chair, evading issue where he responded not applicable to any possible conflicts of interest, but he is a native with family and friends within Kisumu County.
Chair, at this particular point, there's no conflict of interest, and I agree with the honorable member that at some point, now that I'm a native of Kisumu, there's a possibility of a conflict of interest.
Let me help you, Bill. Let me just refer you to the questionnaire that you filled, and I want to ask you some few questions, and maybe it will help you to answer the question that I don't remember asking. First, have you ever been dismissed or otherwise removed from the office for contravention of provisions of Article 75 of the Constitution? I'm repeating. Have you ever been dismissed or otherwise removed from office for contravention of the provisions of Article 75 of the Constitution?
I have not been dismissed, Chair.
You've not been dismissed. In your questionnaire, you said not applicable. I'm asking you again, have you ever been adversely associated with practices that depict bias, favoritism, or nepotism in the discharge of your public duties?
Chair, I have never.
You said not applicable. I also want to ask you that outside commitment during service in office, do you have any plans, commitments, or agreements to pursue outside employment with or without compensation during your service in office? So explain.
Chair, I have not.
You've said not applicable. So what is this not applicable?
Chair, I stand corrected. I have never. I have not.
Now I'm asking your questions in the questionnaire. I've seen most of the things you have said not applicable. So does it mean that not applicable as regards you are seeking for appointment as the Secretary of Kisumu County Public Service Board, or where are they not applicable?
Chair, the intended purpose was to say, no, I haven't.
Bill, you are a certified secretary. I am not one, but I know, because I've done some units. In that unit, the communication, there is a topic dealing with specifically filling of forms. That said, before you answer the question, you go through the form. And if you are aspiring to be the secretary of this county board, and you cannot fill your questionnaire form satisfactorily, the simple thing of whether applicable or not, where you can say something else and not applicable, then how do we have trust in you that you are going to a department of that nature where you are going to peruse other people's documents as you interview them? Finally, in the event of you getting to know that there are people who have fake documents or people who are earning more, how will you handle that? Yet it is your office that, for one reason or the other, appointed them with those fake documents. Would it not be that you'll be contradicting yourself handling such matters? Thank you.
1 minute.
Chair, thank you. In regards to people with fake documents, I'm well conversant that that is a serious issue in Kenya right now. And even statistics currently say that over 70% with people with fake certificates are from the county government and the national government. It is about almost 526 people. But having said that, Chair, having a wrong doesn't mean that you continue with that wrong. You have to correct it. This is looking at the system. consulting relevant authorities on issues of verification, and also ensuring that those people with fake certificates return the monies that they have taken from the public coffers.
I let that go, but I think he was asking in regard that you've been in the office. You know, it's different. If you are applying from outside, then you would be saying what you intend to do. But here is a case where you've been there. So you want to know what you've been done, and he's worried that should he give you nod, then he's afraid that you should not be trusted. Because if you didn't do it yesterday, how sure are we that you're going to do it today or tomorrow?
Chair, that can be done. Verification process it's quite a process, and possibly with the limited resources, maybe verification could be a challenge to the board. But henceforth, if that is an issue of concern, I believe that verification can be done at any particular point in relation with other relevant bodies, Chair.
All right, Vincent.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yeah, Bill, in the vetting checklist, it's clear that the current nomination for the Public Service Board members are all lows. And this is raising concerns about the ethnic diversity despite compliance with the gender equity. Article 232(1)(h) of the Constitution mandates fair competition and merit as the basis of appointments and promotion, while Article 232(1)(g) emphasizes representation of Kenyans' diverse community. As a secretary, how would you reconcile the principle of meritocracy with their constitutional imperative for ethnic and other diversities, particularly in a county where one ethnic group is dominant? What proactive measures will the board implement to ensure future recruitment process reflect the broader diversity of Kenya and adequately represent minorities, marginalized groups, and persons with disabilities as required by the law?
Yes, proceed. 1 minute.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. I agree that ethnic diversity is a key factor that needs to be looked into when it comes to employment, and Kisumu is no exception to that. We also need to understand that Kisumu is dominantly Luos, and in order to address this and also meet the 30% of ethnic diversity, we need to carry out sensitization. Sensitization in the sense that the minority groups need to be engaged and urged to apply for these jobs, as much as there is that notion that the minority are most times are not considered in terms of county positions, but we need to put that outside there. And even that will also be visible when we do our advertisements in terms of giving equal opportunity to minority groups, people with disability, and also the youth. Secondly is having diversity targets. How many do we need to have as a county? We need to set targets for ourselves. Even as we conduct recruitment, we need to understand that for us to reach diversity targets, what is the number of representation in terms of PWDs and also people, minority groups, and also youths. Setting targets will also enable the county to have a goal towards settling the issue of ethnic diversity. And also review and monitoring. We need to review and also audit ourselves. After all this process, we need to audit ourselves. At this point, how many do we have in the system, and what is the deficit that we need to also ensure that we have the same. On proactive measures that I will take, one is outreach programs. Having information desks all over. It can be done sub-county by sub-county. This is to give that sensitization also to the minority groups on matters recruitment, and giving them the opportunity to also ask questions if they feel that there are some of the impediments that is hindering them from applying these jobs. Secondly is partnerships. Partnerships with organizations that deal with the underrepresented in the society. This is the civil society and also other government agencies such as National Cohesion and Integration Commission, which is very keen on ethnic diversity. And we can also look into county panels that are conducting interviews. We need to ensure that the county panels conducting interviews are based on ethnic diversity. This will give also the opportunity and also the morale to those who are from those minority groups to also feel safe at that level of interviews. Thank you.
I've got 3 questions that I'll ask very fast. Number 1, in fact, I want you to answer this one before I go to the second one. What is your understanding in terms of independence of the board in relation to other bodies within the county?
Thank you, Chair. The independence of the board is a very sensitive topic right now, because from my understanding, yes, the board is independent as per Section 59 of the County Government Act, but the independence is not well elaborated in terms of financial autonomy, and that also in turn affects the operations of the board, because a board that is independent needs to have its own financial autonomy for it to also be fully independent. But as it is now, yes, it is independent, but to some extent, as per my view.
How many do you have in Kisumu County?
Chair, we have 35 wards.
How many wards do you have in Kisumu City?
I can mention them first, Chair, if you allow me. There is Nyalenda A, Nyalenda B. There is Railways Ward. There is Migosi. Chair, there is Market Milimani Ward. There is Manyata B, Kondele. Yes, Chair.
Those are how many?
That is approximate at the 7. Around 7.
So there are 14 wards in Kisumu City, or 7, or 20.
Thank you, Chair.
I'm asking, are they 20, 14, 7, 8?
7.
There are 7. You want to be the secretary of Kisumu County Public Service Board. You've talked about fairness. You've talked about equity.
Chair,
Recently,
Chair.
Kisumu County, switch off your microphone. They are simply authorized the creation of 5 municipalities in Kisumu County. What are the 5 municipalities?
Chair, we have Maseno, we have Kombewa, we have Ahero. Maseno, Kombewa, Ahero. Chair, those ones are the ones coming to mind right now.
Okay. What is it, Honorable Lumumba?
Yeah. The nominee has been in the office, the public service. It is the public service that created these municipalities, and they cannot answer them. Don't you find that very strange?
Yeah, I didn't want to continue because it's upon the members to judge. Mine is to ask the questions whether I get it right or not. It's the committee to make a judgment. Or you want to try again? The
Chair.
5 municipalities?
Chair, those ones are the ones I can't recall now.
Did you get even one?
Sorry?
Is there a municipality called Baseno Municipality in Kisumu County?
Chair, I stand corrected.
Is there a municipality called Ahero Municipality? I pass. Okay. What is your net worth? How rich are you?
Chair, my net worth is approximately 10 million.
Comprising of
A house in Kanyakwar and a house in my native home in Seme.
Okay.
And also, there is I belong to a SACCO that I have savings, and also I'm also a subscriber to the treasury bonds.
I want to give you an opportunity You have a question? Oh yeah, okay, fine. I was trying to manage time, but you can go.
Thank you. Thank you. Bill, are you married?
No, I'm not married, but I have a fiance.
Oh, all right. That is to say you are not married. Is it a case of running away from responsibility, that is of being in a marriage status, or
Honorable
secondly,
Koyo,
lastly,
Honorable Koyo, the nominee has confidently said that he's not married but has a fiancé.
lastly,
So maybe they are getting married tomorrow.
lastly, Chair, Chair, Bill is a young man, and he's applying for a position where most people who are going to apply for these jobs are youths. In his current status, that is not married. Do you think it's going to put you in a position where immorality will affect your performance? Thank you.
I want to protect the nominee from answering that question because he responded that he's not married but has a fiancé. Maybe we could ask you, Bill, going by your CV, I'm seeing you have got a very rapid turnover in terms of working. Yeah? I'm seeing that from 2023 to date, that's around 1 year, you are with the County Public Service Board. 2019 to 2023, you are in County Assembly. 2018, 2019, I think you are intern, County Assembly. 17, Olel Onyango, advocates. Now you want to move again to County Public Service Board. What is it? Are you not worried about the turnover?
Chair, if you allow me, if I could answer the issue of responsibility at, okay. Chair, the reason for the movement from the assembly is that as I had served the assembly for 5 years. In that capacity, I had already mastered the activities of the assembly at that particular time, and I fairly thought that I needed a new challenge. That is when I applied for the position to be the chief legal officer at the Public Service Board. But now that I'm in the Public Service Board, I've also gained experience in terms of handling board issues. And I felt it wise that now that an opportunity is coming to serve the people of Kisumu at a higher level, it will be wise to take up that challenge as a young person in Kisumu County.
I get you. It's what I'm asking. If tomorrow there is an opportunity in Kedraco, you will apply and move.
Chair, I will serve in this position. I will consider settling until I achieve my goals in this position.
Do you have any question or comment to the committee before you leave? 1 minute.
Chair, it's not a question, but it's just to thank you, to thank the panel for granting me this opportunity to appear before you, and also to appreciate the insightful engagement that we've had. It has been a learning experience for me. And as a young person who dared to dream, I believe the young people who are watching out there have seen what young people can do, and also to open opportunity for them that not to fear, and also to engage equally with those who are senior to us, and also be part of change in Kisumu County. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I've given you back your documents. Check them. The sergeant time will help you go out. I'm told there is some tea you can take. Honorable members, you remain behind for 2 minutes. Ensure you fill your checklist well before I give direction on the next course of action. So, Bill, thank you so much. We wish you the best. If the committee sees fit,